Hello and welcome to Archvelder's Hacks with Archvelder and his amazing hacks. In this video we'll be exploring the gold making potential of a mysterious secret glitch in the raid instance BlackWing Descent. Now many of you will know that BlackWing Descent was one of the best ways to farm a raw gold since it came out in Cataclysm. It has been nerfed a bit recently, but it is still well worth running for players who don't like messing around with the auction house, as you get around 1500 raw gold and vendor gold for a 5-minute run. So what we do to make use of the glitch first is a straightforward clear of the heroic 25-man raid instance. BlackWing Descent was the preferred choice of legacy raid farmers because it is relatively compact for a raid, but nonetheless it does require quite a bit of running, so a faster character, preferably something like a demon hunter and or a character with a purpose-built speed set, is desirable if you have one. You will also need bear tartar and any other speed buff consumables you can get your hands on. Beware of the terrifying elevator boss here with its one-shot ability Punish Impatience. If you are new to WoW and you've never done this before, I'd turn up the sound and enjoy the ambience of the dungeon. It is a very well constructed piece of content. To access the final bosses, run around the outside of the pit and go into every chamber and kill any bosses you may find there. When you've done that, go to the glowing green orb, click on it, and you'll now be able to begin the encounter with Onyxia and Nefarian. Now, the most difficult part of the dungeon is getting out of it, since you end up in this pit and there's no way to return to the start of the instance. Now, you can just hearth out, but we want to run this raid again, so that isn't an option here. You can use a return to class hall method, such as Acherus Deathgate, which will send you to the nearest graveyard when you port back. Another method is to use a random dungeon, arena skirmish or LFR queue to port in and out of the instance. You could also put down a demonic circle or use a monk transference ability to port to the edge of the pit. Finally, you can just throw yourself in the lava and kill yourself, though this will add to the cost of your repairs. Now we're going to exit the dungeon and then wait precisely half an hour. And when you re-enter the dungeon after half an hour, you'll find something very strange. Nefarian is waiting for you at the entrance, and when you subsequently look down into the area above the pit, you can see that the green orb that triggers the final encounter is again active. It is really helpful at this point if you've got something which you can use to glide down here. A demon hunter would be ideal. Here I'm using a mage with slowfall and rocket boots. As you can see, it saves a lot of time. Now remember, this is a heroic raid instance. It's not supposed to be resetting like this. When you trigger the orb, you'll find that the final encounter begins again. Despite what Nefarian says about raising Onyxia from the dead, she doesn't actually rematerialize, but Nefarian does assume dragon form and can be killed. It is best to do so instantly before he gets away from the platform, because if he dies too far away, he falls down into the pit, and then you'll have to jump in after him in order to loot him. You then have the problem of escaping from the pit again. If you do it this way and kill Nefarian before he's had time to move too far away from the platform, you can loot him while he's still on the lip of the pit, which allows you to walk out of the instance. An alternative is to come here without any durability gear, either on your character or in your bags. That way you can get out faster by throwing yourself straight into the lava without any consequence. Now you can effectively bypass the heroic raid reset using this method and farm Nefarian once every half hour per character using this technique. You can do it continuously with multiple characters. You'll get around 200 gold, that's raw gold and vendor gold, from the items that Nefarian drops. But there's a kicker here, and that's this pet Rattlejaw, which, even unleveled at level 1, sells for an average of around 7,500 gold on the auction house. I couldn't find accurate numbers for the drop rate on this pet, but since I've already picked up 3 of them, it must be reasonably good. Bear in mind that pets are not selling that fast on the auction house at the moment, but if you keep posting it, it will sell eventually. Now, you can't just keep doing this on all of your toons until you hit instance lockout. And indeed, that's quite a good idea for the first hour when you've got the whole of the raid instance to run on all of your toons. But after that, you're going to run into problems with hitting instance lockout too far, or just running out of characters. So what I do is use it in conjunction with some of the options I mentioned in my best old raids and best old dungeons videos, with your speedier characters parked outside BlackWing Descent. As I've mentioned in recent videos, this is for maximizing your raw gold returns per hour. There are many ways to make much more gold if you're prepared to trade on the auction house. At this moment in time, I'm focusing mainly on raw gold plays because of the massive gold deflation which has been going on. So there's the video. If you liked it, why not subscribe? And if you really liked it, why not consider joining my super secret Patreon feed, where glitches and hacks like this get posted on a regular basis, often months before they appear on YouTube, as in this case. You'll also get access to a treasure trove of information that's just too sensitive to release publicly. Thanks for watching. This has been Archfelder.